The Lives of the Saints by Father Alban Butler. February 25th, St. Nestor of Magydos. Polius, governor of Pamphylia and Phrygia during the reign of Decius, tried to win the emperor's favor by cruelly enforcing his edict of persecution against the Christians. Nestor, the bishop of Magydos, was held in high esteem among Christians and pagans. Although he understood that martyrdom would not be long in coming, he did not think of himself, but of his flock, and went about looking for places of refuge for his faithful. But he himself did not hide, quietly awaiting his hour. When he was praying, he was told that the officers of justice were looking for him. After receiving their respectful greetings, the bishop said to them, "What brings you here, my children?" They replied, "The Ironarch and the magistrates of the Curia wish to see you." St. Nestor made the sign of the cross, covered his head, and followed them into the forum. When the bishop entered, the entire court stood as a sign of respect. The officials made him sit on a seat in front of the magistrates. The Ironarch asked him, "Sir, are you aware of the emperor's order?" "I know only the order of the Almighty, not that of the emperor," replied the bishop. The magistrate replied, "I advise you to proceed calmly so that I will not have to condemn you." As St. Nestor was adamant, he threatened him with torture. But the bishop replied, "The only torture I fear is that which God may inflict on me. You may be sure that in torment and out of it, I will not fail to confess to God." Against his will, the court had to send him before the governor. The Ironarch therefore led him to Perga. Although he had no friends in that city, his fame had preceded him, so that the magistrates began by kindly and courteously begging him to abjure his religion. Nestor firmly refused. Then Pollio ordered him to be stretched on the rack. While the executioner was tearing his sides with hooks, Nestor sang, "At all times I will give thanks to the Lord, and my mouth will never tire of praising him." The judge asked him if he was not ashamed to put his trust in a man who had died crucified. Nestor replied, "Blessed then be my truth, and the truth of all those who call upon the Lord." Pollio said to him, "Are you going to offer sacrifices or not? Are you with Christ or with us?" The martyr replied, "With Christ now and always. With him I am now, and with him I will be eternally." Then Pollio sentenced him to death by crucifixion. From the cross, St. Nestor exhorted and encouraged the Christians around him. His death was a true triumph, for when the bishop pronounced his last words, "My children, let us prostrate ourselves and pray to God for our Lord Jesus Christ," Christians and pagans knelt to pray while the martyr breathed his last.